Well, this is just into CBS Sports HQ, where Texas quarterback Arch Manning is in concussion protocol and will not practice today. Manning suffered that injury in Saturday's comeback win at Mississippi State. Texas coach Steve Sarkisian says that they will know a little bit more about Arch's status for Saturday's showdown against number 9 Vanderbilt as the week progresses. If Manning cannot play, Matthew Caldwell will get the start. Caldwell threw the game-winning touchdown Saturday in Starkville. And with that, let's welcome in our college football analyst to CBS Sports HQ. It's Kanell, Brandon Marcello. You guys, the Longhorns have so much to play for right now. It starts this week against Vandy. Brandon, can they get it done Saturday without Arch Manning in the lineup?
Oh, most definitely. I almost think they will do it in spite of him. Listen, Matthew Caldwell came into that game against Mississippi State in overtime, threw the game-winning touchdown pass for them to Emmett Mosley. And what was so impressive to me about that play is that he's a fifth-year guy himself, previously played at Troy. He came in, he audibled into that play and threw the touchdown pass. This is a guy that back in the loss to Florida earlier this season, they kept sticking with Arch Manning despite some struggles there. And when Arch Manning on a hit had his helmet fly off on their final possession, Matthew Caldwell came in and quickly and directly delivered a great pass to move the offense down the field. Then they put Arch Manning in, and what does he do? He gets sacked. Game over. I think Matthew Caldwell, because of his veteran presence, the understanding of that offense, and what we just saw and got a glimpse of against Florida, and now even more so against Mississippi State, audibling into the game-winning play to Emmett Mosley, I think Texas is going to be just fine at quarterback. And in fact, if they end up beating Vanderbilt this week, not to say we'll have a quarterback controversy, but the chatter around the quarterback spot there at Texas and around Steve Sarkisian is only going to get even louder here down the stretch.
No way. I'm saying Arch Manning is playing this week. I think he had his best game, obviously scoring, 24-point comeback in the fourth quarter. I thought Arch had his best game. Well, potentially could be a huge pivot point for his entire career because it's been very bumpy, up and down. We thought it was going to be when he beat Oklahoma. Then he struggled against Kentucky. I thought that was a signature performance for him. So here's why I think Arch wants to make sure he can come back. Again, it's got a clear protocol. You've got to make sure you're checked and cleared with the doctors. But I don't think he wants to risk giving up that job, risk having Caldwell come in, make a couple big throws, and all of a sudden you're kind of back there and people are undermining your job as the starter. I think Arch is going to do everything he can possible to be there and capitalize on the momentum that he had there in Starkville and bring that back to Austin.
I would have loved to see Danny's face when you were talking, Brandon. That was a miss there. Would be crazy, but hey, you bring up some good points. The name of the game seems to be getting to 10 wins, right, and getting to that college football playoff, of course. The schedule for Texas is tough, but if they win out, Danny, they could be right back in this SEC title game. But is this Texas team good enough to pull that off as you take a look at their upcoming schedule here?
No, I think that they're not good enough and the schedule is too tough. They've got Vanderbilt this weekend, which I'm not quite as confident as Brandon. I do think they're a favorite for a reason. I think they're a better team, and I think their defense can slow down Diego Pavia and company. Georgia, I do not see them going to Georgia and winning that game. Arkansas is a tricky game. If Taylor Green gets hot and Bobby Petrino gets that offense going, that could be tricky. And then A&M, I could see them. I think the greater likelihood is probably 8-4 than it is for 10-2. I just think this Texas team was a little bit overhyped this season, including Arch Manning. I think it's going to be a rebuild year for them where you go all chips on the table next year. I just don't think they're a very good total football team right now.
Yeah, I agree with Danny here. This was a situation where they came in, they had so many guys they had to replace, and it just hasn't worked out well. We thought the offensive line was going to be so much better than it is right now, and that's really been their downfall. I know we all like, including myself, like to pile on to Arch Manning, but I do agree with Danny that he just played his best game on the road at Mississippi State in crunch time. He was a big-time gamer. They're late for them, and I think that he can build off of that game if he clears concussion protocol. But yeah, the back half of this schedule, the last 4 games, number 9 Vanderbilt, number 5 Georgia, number 3 Texas A&M. It's by far their toughest stretch. They have yet to even face back-to-back ranked opponents, and they're about to do that starting here with the next 3 weeks with 2 games with the bye week serving in between there. This is going to be a very difficult spot for them, and I'm with Danny. This looks like a 4-loss team. They do control their own destiny. It's a nice storyline right now. They can still make the CFP. Heck, they could still make the SEC championship game. But tell me the last time you saw an offense that ranked 78th nationally and also 90th in red zone offense ended up making the college football playoff. I can give you the answer. It's never, and it's not going to happen this year.
We'll leave it there, gentlemen. Great stuff as always. As Texas quarterback Arch Manning in concussion protocol. Head coach Steve Sarkisian saying that they will see how the week progresses ahead of their big game against number 9 Vanderbilt this upcoming weekend. You can get more college football talk on the College Football Insiders podcast. Scan that QR code on your screen and watch and listen wherever you get your podcasts.